Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Late Late Show. Thank you for being here. If you are here, I mean, we're talking like anybody's watching this right now. We take this at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. By the time this airs, there could be a new president of the United States. We don't know. Nobody knows. Who is tuning in? No one's watching MSNBC and going, what is it, 12:37? We should pop over and see what James Corden's got to say about this. Honestly, I think less of CBS for having this show on the air right now. It was a stressful evening, and I was thinking, I wonder how Reg handles this stress. You're good in these moments. What were you doing last night?
Well, I had a huge turkey basting bag full of marijuana smoke. And,
okay.
And then I watched the new version of The Witches, or Witches?
Yes.
Yeah.
On HBO Max.
Yeah.
So that's what you did last night?
That's what I did last night.
Honestly, the right call. Genuinely the right call. What about you, Ian? How was your evening?
I had a bunch of pistachios and watched Pride and Prejudice.
Yes.
I was very proud of you last night because I was texting you last night and you managed to stick to the diet.
I stuck to the diet. It was so hard.
That's insane to me.
There's so much leftover Halloween candy at my house.
And you didn't touch it?
Not for a second. I looked at it. There was some heavy, like, flirtation. The tension in the room was palpable, but I kept my chastity.
I wish I'd done the same. I ordered a curry. I drank 3 glasses of wine. I did not have a good time. But we do have a great show planned for you tonight. The legendary Henry Winkler will be here. Later on, we have a performance from The Kills. Stick around for that. But first, let's talk about last night. Obviously, the election was much closer than anyone had predicted. Despite a large turnout from voters, there was no crashing blue wave. I mean, how did this happen? Even after the Democrats got the cast of Parks and Recreation to reunite over Zoom. Think about it, the entire cast. I thought that would be the turning point, but no. I don't know how that didn't speak to Republican voters. I don't. But as the counting continues, like I said, we tape this in the afternoon. Who knows what happened between now and airtime? What we do know is that Biden picked up Wisconsin and Michigan today, and yeah, but you know, come on, don't. Just don't, because. Like, you know, he even says in the teleprompter, things are looking good for him right now, and I feel weird even saying that. But last night, with everything still up in the air, Biden addressed a drive-in crowd and urged his supporters to be patient with the process.
As I've said all along, it's not my place or Donald Trump's place to declare who's won this election. That's the decision of the American people. But I'm optimistic about this outcome.
Biden may be optimistic, but did you hear all that honking from the cars? That's not support. That's Democrats trying to drive into Canada. Then at 2 a.m., President Trump gave a speech urging his supporters to remain calm while every single vote was officially counted. I'm kidding, he did this.
This is a fraud on the American public. This is an embarrassment to our country. We were getting ready to win this election. Frankly, we did win this election.
He tried to undermine the election and claim that he won. The country was shocked. In a completely unexpected turn of events, Donald Trump did exactly what he said he was going to do. I mean, let's see, fraud on the American people, embarrassment to our country. This seems like a weird time for Trump to just start listing his administration's accomplishments. Should we see the photo of Trump there again? Look at that. It's a shame they didn't have any American flags lying around. Could have really used just 1 or 2 as a backdrop, you know? But this could be a long, contentious fight between the Trump and Biden teams. There will probably be recounts. Both sides are already preparing lawsuits. One pollster predicted that this could get ugly. Could it? I would hate for this to suddenly turn ugly. Although there's one thing we did learn last night is that pollsters don't know. I mean, I've Pollsters know all about Can you imagine? Like, if anyone in this room was that consistently bad at their jobs, none of us would be asked to come to work tomorrow. 4 years ago, people were like, look, we all have a bad day at work. Who could have seen this coming? But this time, I'll say it again, they don't know what even is a poll? What do pollsters do? How does this work, Ian? You're what I like to call an American.
I think pollsters, they're those guys at the Olympics. They hold the pole and then they're... Is that right?
The people that do the high jump.
Pole vault.
Pole vault.
I don't know what pollsters do.
How do you get into pole vaulting? You never see a kid walking around with a 35-foot kit bag. You know what I mean? You never see a kid like, oh, where you go? Yeah, no, jokes, I mean getting into pole vault. It never happens. But I would trust that kid more than any pollster. They are useless. But it's already getting ugly because just this afternoon, the Trump campaign went ahead and unilaterally claimed victory in several states. Donald Trump tweeted, "We have claimed for electoral vote purposes the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, which won't allow legal observers, the state of Georgia and the state of North Carolina, each one of which has a big Trump lead. Additionally, we hereby claim the state of Michigan." Now, you know it's serious when he's using hereby. Guys, this is formal, legal Twitter. But Trump might be right. He really might. It states very clearly in the Constitution, finders keepers, losers weepers. I mean, is this how it works here? You can just declare victory anytime you want on anything? Because if that's the case, there's a couple of Emmys I would love to claim. Reg, you ever won a Grammy?
No.
You've got one, buddy.
Thank you.
I hereby claim for electoral vote purposes, you've won a Grammy. While we're at it, rest of the band, Academy Awards. Done. Congrats, guys. Congrats. But Joe Biden is pushing back. During a speech in Delaware this afternoon, he had this to say.
I'm not here to declare that we've won, but I am here to report when the count is finished, we believe we will be the winners.
How is Joe Biden even awake right now? I went to bed at like 3 a.m. and I'm exhausted and I'm not in the race. Like, what happened? I mean, you call him Sleepy Joe. The man's been awake for like 72 hours now. Election day had its challenges, though, as some unexpected problems slowed the entire process. For example, reporting was delayed in Green Bay, Wisconsin, because they ran out of printer ink. Now, I saw this, I thought, have they tried changing the font colour to a dark blue? Do you know what I mean? Sometimes it works. Dark blue, dark green, often works, you know. But this is just as Thomas Jefferson said almost 200 years ago, democracy cannot prevail without a solid backup supply of toner cartridges. But Green Bay acted quickly. They said to the voters, you stay in line at the polls, we're going to get in line at the Office Depot. Reporting was also delayed in Georgia's largest county after a water pipe broke in a counting room. Yeah, that was not the kind of blue wave that people were hoping for. Basically, even the building was so stressed it popped a forehead vessel. Votes in the county, which leans heavily Democratic, were delayed for hours while they tried to fix the leak. And I don't understand why it took so long. The plumber looked competent enough. Of course, the choice for president wasn't the only issue on the ballot yesterday. 4 states ended up voting to legalize recreational marijuana. Arizona, Montana, yes. South Dakota, and New Jersey.
Yes.
Yeah. Do you know what New Jersey looks like when everybody's high? Exactly the same. Even South Dakota legalized weed, although I'm not sure anyone wanted to see that. Oregon took things even further, voting to decriminalize all hard drugs for personal use, including cocaine and heroin. Yeah, hey, their basketball team isn't called the Trailblazers for nothing. Ian, you're from Portland. Which one of these substances are you most excited about being on at Thanksgiving this year?
I get along with my family great, so I'm going straight gravy on Thanksgiving.
Straight gravy, absolutely. They've decriminalized cocaine in Oregon. So now this is what you see when you drive into Oregon. It's a sign that says, if you lived here, you'd be, are you having a great time? I'm having a great time. Let me tell you about all the great times I'm having. Let me tell you about my dad. But by the way, this DJ's amazing. I always thought I'd be an amazing DJ. You know what? That song absolutely slaps. Shake Your Groove Thing by Peaches and Herb. Amazing production. Is my jaw doing anything weird? No? Right. Anyway, my dad is such a jerk.